Want us to take the break, or you want to? Okay, I tell you what.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, please. Wait till tomorrow.
No, not that surprise.
Oh, okay. All right.
We've sniffed her out.
Okay.
Dr. Sabah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Died, guys.
Oh, boy.
Listen, at least it's Jesus' birthday, so I'm a little bit right. Hey, okay. Chris, you've already upset me.
Sorry.
I cannot believe you said that when you win with the quarterback, just like in the case of Heinicke, it was because despite him playing poorly. I think I heard that correctly.
Yeah, that was true.
So in the Sam,
well, actually, they weren't winning. That was part of the problem.
Okay, let's look at the 3 games that led up to it, or 2.5. The Giant game, we were up 10-0, and then his coach said, let's just run and punt. We only pass on 3rd down. So he then had to pull out a 4th, and I think, was it 11 or something like that?
Yeah.
A couple of 4th down plays
on the last drive. Great. Yeah, great.
Just to get the tie. Okay,
yeah.
Which the coaches had 0 to do with that. All right. So we're lucky we got that tie.
Right.
Then on the next one, let me think. There's a 4th and 2, if I'm not mistaken, around midfield, but that we converted, and then we were called. Terry McLaurin, I think, of Jahan, offensive pass interference that never gets called, but of course that's the quarterback's fault. Then he goes down 8, and he had to go for 2 in the first place because a kicker missed the kick. Okay, that's Heinicke's fault. So then when we're down 8 and we literally score the touchdown, they called Terry offsides. I'm sorry, that's the quarterback's fault too. So then when we're backed up and we actually throw a pass right to Jahan Dotson, who is open and is right in his chest, but he gets mugged by the defensive back where no call is made. That, again, was bad quarterback play. That's how we lost that game. Now we go to San Francisco. He has a deep bomb to Jahan Dotson, who never drops a pass, happened to drop that one. Then he does complete a deep pass. We got 1st and goal from the 4, and we run it 4 straight times and score nothing. Of course, that's the quarterback's fault. Then we have a 4th down at our end of the field, and quarterback sneaks the smallest guy but that was the quarterback's fault too. So we lost on that. Then of course he does throw an interception because nobody throws interceptions. Let me think. Jalen Hurts threw 2 last night. Okay, let me just stop there. He had his best game statistical wise of the season, if not mistaken, in the San Francisco game.
In the first half, he was very good at that game, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't good in the third quarter, and he had consecutive series of turnovers. And I'm just looking at some of the raw numbers now, besides what I remember. On 3rd down, in those 2 Giants games, they were brutal. They couldn't move the football. They couldn't sustain the football.
Okay, that was his fault? He was the only
he's the quarterback.
And then when it counted most, when it mattered most, he brought the team down to score the potential
Doc, you're looking at one throw, one sequence, one series. What about everything in between? It was a big nothing burger.
After all that happened, he then made the plays like Doc says. When it matters most, he said, guys, I got this. And how many 4th down conversions did he have to convert?
What did he do? What did he do in overtime at MetLife Stadium besides get lit up like a Christmas tree by Kayvon Thibodeau inside his own 5-yard line?
Well, what is he supposed to do? 1.5 seconds. He got blasted.
I mean, make a play.
For that, he doesn't block. He does not block. I'm sorry, he doesn't block. Having said all that, how the heck does Ron then think that a quarterback who was 2-5 is better than a guy that was 5-3, and the 3 is only because he didn't get to finish that game?
Because
how can he say that guy's better?
Because
and then when Nicky Jabala asked him, would you play someone different if you were in a playoff race? He goes, well, yeah, because it's you got to allow everybody on the team to succeed. She should have had a follow-up question. Well, why didn't you allow your team to succeed last year?
Well,
when
Doc,
you were in the freaking playoffs?
I'll tell you this, and again, you're going to hate me more, but you probably remember this.
Yes.
I advocated for Carson Wentz to start that game. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. But Carson Wentz should have started that game based on how Heinicke had played coming into that game, based on what I had saw in San Francisco. So I was wrong, too.
Carson gave them no life. Listen. Okay. Heinicke was basically that little sweet little sports car that drives around. Maybe not good for long drives, but it was great, and you have fun driving it. Carson Wentz was a hearse.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's just the point.
He was literally a hearse.
But that's just the point.
Okay.
To use your
horrible.
analogy, there might be a shelf life on Taylor Heinicke, and there might be a shelf life on Sam Howell, too. There's reasons why Taylor Heinicke was undrafted and why Sam Howell went in the 5th round. It's not the only reason. It's not the ultimate reason. It doesn't absolutely define you, but there are reasons why those guys go either undrafted or in the 5th round.
Because they're idiots. Taylor Heinicke won the Heisman for his division. He won the same award that
it doesn't matter
won.
what you do against Old Dominion.
You two should save some of this for tomorrow.
Yeah. What did Purdy do? Purdy I think he led his whole school in passing. These guys are way successful, and they play a lot of football. They should have been drafted higher. All of them. It's the draftees that are the bad. Just like Doc says, the scouts are horrible. They listen to Mel Kiper. They don't really scout. They don't know what's going on.
So now the head coach is horrible. The scouts are horrible.
Yes.
The GM's horrible. But the quarterback is great.
Go by what you see. Go by what you see. If a top quarterback that's drafted sucks, discard him. If a guy not drafted or low drafted is playing well, ride him. Don't just assume it won't last.
Ride with him.
Don't use drugs.
I guess when Joe Burrow's healthy next year, the Bengals should stay with Jake Browning instead of Joe Burrow, right?
No, but they're going to have to make a decision. They may want to trade.
Yeah, there is no decision.
Yes, if Jake Browning's the real deal, you trade him and get absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No.
I would.
Love you, Doc.
I would.
Love you,
All
Doc.
right, see you.
Bye. I hate to relitigate what happened last year. It only came up because of what we were kind of talking about. Again, I didn't take offense when Ron said that it basically intimated that Jacoby Brissett would be playing if they were a winning team right now. That's what he should have said. Everybody is interpreting it the opposite way. Should have stayed with Sam Howell. Should have put a stamp of approval behind. Listen, every situation is different. And coaches often change their decisions and their minds like they hopefully change their underwear. No coach is exactly the same, consistent, day after day, week after week, and says the same thing and gets away with it. You know what happens? What happens is, I don't know, like a guy who's universally revered, Mike Tomlin, says the same thing over and over.